boys and girls, ladies and germs. Welcome back to the Syntax Sorcerer, where I teach you right now C#, but eventually we'll probably, after about a year, we'll probably have gone through several languages. Maybe we'll get into some crazy in-depth stuff, huh? I don't know. We could. So what are we going to do today? So today we're going to be accessing the elements in an array. And if you remember what accessing means, it means we're literally going to dip in and change the value of an element, right? Okay, so let's jump right in. So first things first, we need to declare and initialize. I almost said access because I'm reading access, initialize an array of integers, right? So we're going to do int numbers. Why can't I spell numbers today? That's the third time I've started a video and I spelled numbers. And I don't want to do like 1, 2, 3. We're going to do something like 10, 20, 30. I like to do 5 sets of numbers. I was taught to do 5 sets of numbers because it gives you more variables to work with. Doing like 1 through 3 is fine, but 5 sets usually gives you like a bigger pool to work with and therefore can do better at error testing, right? So with that being said, accessing elements in the array by index. Some of you are going to be like, wait, what? Don't worry. This is just going to be a bunch of console write lines, and we're just going to just show them. So I'm going to show you how to do that, right? So console write line, not numbers. I hate it when it does that. I just want it to give me the brackets, yeah. So we're going to be accessing elements in the array. And what do we want to access? So console write line, we need to show, let's just go through the first 5 elements, right? First element. And then let's do it like that. Plus, like we have been doing. Now we're going to call the numbers array, numbers, and then how we're going to point to the index we want, we're going to say position 0. That's basically it right there. Okay, and then we're going to do that for the second, third, fourth, and fifth element. So you can just imagine, so you can just start kind of going along, second element, and then boom, boom, numbers, and then the same thing. We're going to do all the way to number 4, and I will explain that, right? So this is element 0. This is position 0, I should say. That's position 1, position 2, position 3, position 4. We are still displaying all positions of the array. We're still doing all 5 of them. Some of you are going to be like, why does it do that? Because the computer uses zeros. And some of you are going to be like, why does the computer use a 0 when 1 through 5 works? That starts to dive into theoretical reasons and like mathematical reasons as well. It's just not, just understand that in this specific instance, like you start at 0, you go 0, 1, 2, 3. That's all it really comes down to. First, second, third, fourth element. And then we go on to do this. Numbers. Can you guys guess what I'm going to put in here? 3. Yeah, that's right. 3. Same thing again. Final element. Let's do fifth. Oh, yeah. The 5th element. If you get that joke, you can be my best friend. It's not really a joke. That's a lame way of putting it, actually. Because what happens is ba-da, boom, big boom. And if you do, that's actually a joke. I left the silence there on purpose. If you don't know that joke, well, then I guess I'm just a human meat popsicle at this point, changing the value of an element. So now we're going to edit, essentially, those numbers inside of there. We're going to edit these numbers, right? We're going to change the value, right? We changing the value. You got to start to learn the syntax now. So let's see. Let's do a console write line. So we're just printing out everything like we always do, right? Because this is the way, Khaleesi. So we're gonna say, we're gonna need a /n here. We're gonna say changing the value of an element. Do that. Oh, Control Z messed me up there. I don't know what forward is. What's the forward hotkey? Control Y. Okay, gotcha. There you go. Now you know. All right, we're gonna do for, not each. Int I equals 0. This should start to come normally to you. We've done these a couple times. I is less than numbers. Ooh, look at that. It knows. Numbers.length. That's going to be new for you guys. I know. And then I++. Numbers.length. Very similar to what we were doing in the other one when we, in the list, I want to say, when we were doing, was it the list or was it the dictionary? Dictionary, where we did key value pair, right? Remember that? We're doing something not identical to that, but just, yeah, I'm gonna stop rambling. Just follow me, guys. I promise you it'll all work out in the end. Console.writeLine, because all this stuff is syntax I do go over, and I go over it many times. You just gotta trust the process. All right, so we're gonna say, wait, no, I skipped. Guys, I totally skipped. All right. Delete that. Okay, what we're going to do here is we're going to change the value of an element. We're going to say numbers. Let's change that to 35. So we're saying, right? We're saying numbers 2 is now 35. 0, 1, 2. It's no longer 30. It's 35. Right? Okay. I want you guys to understand that's the third element. I know. Super weird. Then we're just going to say console write line. And we'll say the third element after change is. And then we're just going to do the, you remember this? We do this all the time. Plus, and then we're just going to point to number 2. Okay. Bam. Super easy. Right? Okay, now we're going to get to that for loop I was just doing, because that was meant for this, accessing elements in a loop. I'm sorry, not in a loop, using a loop. Using a loop. In an array. So console.writeLine, right? And then what we're going to do... Why do you hate me today? You think after so many years of using this program, I'd actually be good at it, but I swear I am. We're going to need to do a // and again, accessing elements using a loop, right? All right, that looks good. Now we're going to go into the for loop. Ooh, brain. All right, so it remembers already what we need to do. So int is equal to int I, integer I is equal to 0. Int is less than numbers length. Guys, okay. Some of you are freaking out about that. All right, I know. Numbers length is literally the length of, it's saying what is the length of the array. So the total elements in all the dimensions of the array. So that the array is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4, we could put 4 or less right here. So as long as the number I is less than the number's length of the array. That's it. That's all it is. It's that, I swear to God, it's that easy. So we're just going to do a console write line. We don't want the elements I. Don't worry about that. What we're going to do is element at index. Let's give it a space. Let's say something like plus I. plus, and then, oh, wait, I did that wrong. What was I thinking? It was plus, plus, and then we're going to give it that so that it can display, and you'll see plus number I, because we're using this as the way to store it. This is the iteration, right? Bam. Oh, yeah, that's pretty. Okay. So we're going to Control S. We're going to save it. So all this is doing is accessing the elements in a loop. So I is going to be 0. It's going to access that one. It's going to print out element at index I, 0, numbers, boom. Print. It's going to be pretty, guys. Watch this. Oh, look at that. Accessing elements in the array. First element is 10. Second element is 20. Third element is 30. Fourth element, 40. Fifth element, 50. Bada boom, big boom. Changing the value of an element. The third element after change is 35. So remember, we changed that right here. We say number 2 equals 35. The third element after change is number 2. So we're just saying, hey, show the value of numbers 2, right? And then we're going, changing the value of an element. Third element is 35. Accessing elements using a loop. Element at index 0, position 0 is 10. Element at index 1, position 1, 20, 35, 40, 50. So we showed the first elements in the array, we changed an element, and then we showed the new elements in the array. So we only changed one, but that's okay. That's fine. This is just to teach you. This is great. You guys are doing so good. All right. With that being said, that is the end of initializing an array. That's pretty straightforward, pretty easy. This is how you declare, initialize, and access elements inside of arrays. Awesome. All right. Yeah, like, share, subscribe. Thank you guys so much. Love you. Bye.